Obviously, this topic has made it to the headlines of the newspapers because of the COVID pandemic, because everyone was thinking, okay, now we can work remotely. And, apart from all the negative effects of the COVID pandemic that we saw, this was to be seen, I think, over the years of the pandemic as one of the benefits of it, as one of the, positive side effect that employers are becoming more flexible and they accept people working remote. So the idea for many was, okay, that's really great. I might move away from the big city. I can avoid the congestion and the high rents, and I can go to the countryside, or I can go to a holiday destination, to the beaches of Bali or wherever, and work from there. This has worked for people during the pandemic, for some of them, not of course for all of them, but for those who didn't need face-to-face interaction, that might have been a useful way forward. But here our results also are of relevance, I believe, because the platform data we look at is a fully remote labor market. So it is a market where everything is happening remotely. So it is not exactly corresponding to what the experience is for most people. That is, they have their employer on ground, they go there, they get the job, they have the job interview maybe taking place via Zoom, whatever. But then they have a desk in an office and they might show up or they might not show up and work remotely. But what would the long-term consequences of this be if, as we experienced throughout 2020 and the years after, employers adjust in a technological and organizational way, most importantly. So they by now are also fit having teams that are distributed all over the globe. So what is the long-term consequence of this when, not in your current job, but maybe the next job, you get a full remote job or the job after that? How will you get it and where will that be? And again, our findings speak to this in such a way that we see most of the jobs go to urban areas, no matter which level you look at, whether you look at within the United States, for example, whether you look at within continents, or whether you look at just the globe overall. So it is not that, let's say, the programming jobs, they go out of San Francisco, where the employer sits, to, let's say, some rural region in sub-Saharan Africa or some rural region within the United States, but they will rather go to either New York or they might go to Delhi or Mumbai or some other big city. And we were, of course, struck by this. Why is it that we see this? And the same story holds again. It is the cities that have the enabling institutions. The cities are much more likely to enable you as a, let's say, newcomer to the labor market to have the right types of skills. Because this is the places where you have a higher education, where you have universities, where you have specialized vocational training, and all these kind of indirect networks and indirect opportunities that makes it just more likely for you as a newcomer to the job to have the right types of in-demand skills, let's say,